I'm not an investor. It just always feels good to see all the arrows green,
Yes,
right?
green, yes.
And it's nice to see a blue sky as well with not much in the sky, not too many clouds, Matt. I know that helps us stay cool, but this morning, I have to say, actually felt great around 5 country.
Gosh, yeah.
A little bit cooler out there.
Stunning out there. And we actually had some of those clouds this morning, and so if you had a walk this morning, it was great. If you had some of the clouds, some of us did. We have that north wind coming in. Thanks to this front. Finally, the front arrived. Remember, we were tracking it last week. It was just coming to Seattle. That's how slow these fronts move this time of year. But it's almost cleared the natural state. Even coming into Dallas, they're getting their first cold front in weeks. So we're enjoying this light north wind. But when you look eastbound, it gets a lot more active. Look at this. So we've got Hurricane Franklin. That's a Category 4 storm. You're not hearing about it a lot because it's not going to make landfall in the United States. In fact, quickly, it's going to start to move back off towards open sea. But we're watching right next to the 70th anniversary logo right here. This is Idalia coming right towards Florida. Now, with this front that's helped push on through, it's going to help drive this hurricane into this Horseshoe Bend area there in northwest Florida there, just east of Panama City. This is a little bit more of a rural area, so that's good. But still, we're watching out the storm. We'll take a closer look at the dynamics here in just a moment. But this front is helping to drive it away from Arkansas. We're not going to get any clouds from it. We're not going to get rain any from it, any wind, nothing like that. Instead, we go look at this guy. See this high pressure? That's the one we had last week. It's been sitting over Las Vegas and LA and San Diego past couple of days. It's going to be moving back in, and that's going to help shut down the air again and give us more heat as we approach this weekend. But it's going to take some time. This week, it's a nice break. Temperatures this evening, also a nice break. We'll be in the 70s by 8 o'clock. It's not too bad. In the River Valley, we'll have to wait maybe until 9 or 10 o'clock to get back into the 70s. But remember, some of these nights, even at 9 o'clock, we're well into the 90s still. So we're enjoying this cooler weather. It's going to stick around for much of this week. Waking up, headed out the door tomorrow morning. You're going to love it. Partly cloudy skies, some low 60s in northwest Arkansas. Don't be surprised. A few of us have some upper 50s, maybe 59, 58. We'll see. In the River Valley, we'll be starting right there in the upper 60s, next to 70s. A little bit warmer for us, but even in the afternoon, not terrible. For this time of year, mid and upper 80s. This is where we should be this time of year. Maybe low 90s is about right at the technical average. So Clarksville's probably as close to average as we get for tomorrow. But then the heat does slowly come back later this week. Here's a look at Futurecast. Overnight tonight, we're still going to have some easterly winds, very, very light out there. Temperature starting in the 60s for us, waking up tomorrow morning. Still a little bit of north wind in the afternoon. At night, the north wind kind of collapses for a little bit, and then it picks back up in the afternoons. But enjoy the north wind, even for lunch and recess. The kiddos are enjoying those low 80s. It's a lot better for the teachers out there, I'll tell you what, too, in the subs. All right, let's take a look at the heat index forecast. There's really not one the next several days, but by this weekend, it starts to come up as this dome of heat replaces the cooler air that we're enjoying right now. And it comes back in a big way, and it heats us up all the way into the weekend and next week. But let's talk about Tropical Storm Idalia. Hurricane status is at 74 miles per hour. We're very close. Here in the next couple hours, it'll probably be upgraded to a hurricane. But because of the front that's hitting us right now, it's going to drive it eastbound into that Horseshoe Bend area, staying far away from northwest Arkansas or the River Valley. So enjoy this week. Upper 80s over and over through Friday. And then this weekend, we do start to get hot again. We're headed back to those mid-90s in northwest Arkansas. In the River Valley, we're headed back to some upper 90s. But for this week, it's nice.
Golly,
I know, 'cause we're
what
back.
a deal.
Oh, my goodness.
Thought it was gone for good. Nope.
Thank you, Matt.
Finding out what's lurking beneath the surface of this lake. Still ahead, the largest search for the Loch Ness Monster in 50 years.
And coming up at 6, Brashears Furniture is suing its former insurance carrier for failing to